we can just reward the winner, or have a spot on the wheel where you can reward yourself one extra pull of the deck to see if you can like pull more cards from that pack.
Yeah, could possibly. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if scraps are actually good, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just weird in the end how that's like worked out. But like I think it's fine now. Maybe one or two of the scraps do seem actually kind of good. Like even without having a full deck, one or two of them do seem like they could be playable with the right supporting cards. So
yeah, I can see
especially the synchros. The synchros actually seem pretty good even if you don't have those scrap cards there. Chaos is saying they aren't amazing. It did find one topping build, but it didn't seem to make a huge splash. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Though this error was sat on by Frog FT. That's also fair. This error was sat on by Frog FTK. Now you can see why I banned it. After showing it once, it's like now you can see why we banned it because yeah, Frog FTK was like the biggest deck of the time.
As it always is. At this point.
I did not change my stuff up, so I see we got the hand trap up on here. I wonder if that's an omen for today. The Ghost Ogre is your profile pick on this one.
I mean, I just picked the profile pictures because he looked cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, it looks cool, alright. Okay, I think we are going to set 2 and you are good to go.
Set of 1, set of 2. Interesting.
That is one way of putting it, yes.
Set 1, set 2. Knit 1, pearl 2. Well, I was hoping not to reveal it right away, but I guess we're gonna go for it. Let's tumble summon the Fire Dog.
Ooh, Doggo coming on in. Alright, so a flame bell engine in this one. Okay.
Yep. Battle phase.
Whether it's a full thing, we'll have to see.
We'll find out. Battle phase, he will try and strike.
Yeah, he will connect.
Yep. Thing 2, let's set 1 and get to go.
Okay, let's see. Oh my god, okay. This is not looking great. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Yeah, one of those. We'll see. It's missing like one card at the moment.
Well, let's keep the pressure on, I guess.
Yep, here it comes.
Flame Bell, battle phase. Let's have the Magician attack first.
Yep.
And then Doggo.
Yeah, I will take it.
Fight, jump.
Yep.
Ming 2. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. Let's sink him off.
Nice. This is where it's going to get bad if you actually are playing full flame bell and that's counted down. That's
yeah.
Gonna be,
if only.
That's going to be rough. We'll see.
If only. Alright. Yeah, let's turn on that.
Okay, this kind of needs to be something. That is not something. Wow, dude.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, now you got me curious. Let's see what your background's like. Let's activate MST. As soon as that's me.
Okay, what is your target?
Target that one.
Okay, that is actually Horn of the Phantom Beast.
Phantom Beast. Beast or Beast Warrior? Uh-oh, there's Beast cards. Alright. Yeah, let's just normal summon an Archer Boy.
Yeah, you got it. Nothing but Spell Trap. I got completely Brit. Nothing but Spell Trap, nothing playable.
That's a shame.
You killed the card that was new, so obviously you knew that the attacks were going to go through. So, well, I mean, you didn't know, but it was pretty likely.
I mean, I had to get rid of the new card, so
that's the absolute hardest of possible bricks of it. It's just it is what it is. Sometimes you just draw nothing that's playable whatsoever. So, doesn't really show much of anything about the deck, to be honest, outside of Horn of the Phantom Beast is in there. I guess that's kind of neat, but yeah, it is what it is. This is looking a lot cleaner, however. Alright, so when I can actually move the thing, we are going to start with a cat.
Oh no, Kato.
So yeah, we're gonna use Rescue Cat, we're gonna send it to the graveyard by its effect, and we are going to take the, where is he, Elephant, and Amethyst Cap.
Oh.
Yep, it's an Earth Tuner and an Earth non-tuner, so we're going to sink him for 5, and it's 5 Earths, so we're going to put Naturia Beast down.
Man.
And then we're going to activate Pot of Greed, because I didn't want to draw one of the 2 pieces I was going to use there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I knew what the game plan was going to be, so... Alright, and then we're just going to set 1, and you're good to go.
Alright. Well, I'm just
It's funny, this deck has got like 10 starter cards or something for it, and it just, like, yeah, completely dead drew last time around. It is what it is.
That seems to happen.
It does on occasion. Now, see, that is intriguing, but I don't know if I actually want to go that way around with it. That is a pretty good card, though. Yeah, this game's like the complete opposite of a brick. That is true.
Brick joke.
Okay, let's normal summon Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus.
Thank you, boy.
See that coming off of the Amethyst Cat, but is that okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so we will get our crystal out of the deck, which is going to be Ruby to Spell Trap. Alright, if we are still good to go, battle phase. Let's try and hit the Naturia.
Yeah.
Okay, thinking real quick. Damage calc, I'm going to put Horn of the Phantom Beast on Naturia. It's damage calc because it gains attack.
Battle, card. Yep.
That's pretty much why. So you will still get your search, I'm just going to be able to draw as well.
Yep.
This is optional, so, and this is mandatory, so I'll be chain link 1, so you do, I mean it doesn't really matter here, but you do get to search first.
Alright.
So any monster with 200 defense. That's the fun thing. See, when I played this deck, that was why I put Spirit Reaper in here actually, because he has exactly 200 defense. So you can actually search it with this guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Flame Bell, it's just anything, so... There's the Fire Dog. Yep. Alright, so then we draw, and we will have Pegasus attack this set.
And that's been activated.
Okay, that's fair. So this is going to go into the Spell Trap zone, and then... Oh, that's not an attack. Two Grave! It's because Two Grave is the first option when you're not in battle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Alright, main 2, I am going to set 1. Remind me, Fire Dog has to send a monster to the graveyard, right?
When his card stores an opponent's monster by battle, sent to the graveyard. Yep.
Yeah. So if I did have a crystal, if he destroyed Pegasus with it, I would have actually moved it to Spell Trap. It doesn't trigger. Yep. That's what I wanted to think of.
Yeah, it has to be sent to the graveyard specifically.
Yeah.
That's a lot of back row. Why don't we get rid of one of them, or all of them?
I am gonna change Scapegoat. So I am at least going to throw these down, and these also don't go to the graveyard. So, but yeah, that is pretty good though.
Well, this seems like the best time as any. That's too much defense on your end, and I can't let you sink off a level 5 beast again. So,
Ah, here it is. Yeah, I was waiting for you to pull these up.
Yeah, it was about time I got one of them. All right.
The good old Regeki Duster combo. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Flame Vampire Dog, Battle Phase, go for broke.
Yep, 1900.
And main 2, let's set. Yeah, that'll be good.
Those goats did do work. They did stop that from being a blowout on me, so not really too worried about that. Nothing on draw and anything, right? Okay. Because, yeah, you could still technically have...
Dust Shoot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cat 2, let's go.
Cat 2, Alright.
Is this alright?
Yeah, go on.
Yep. So we'll send that to grave. I do still have 2 viable targets in here because we have Airbellum as well.
Oh. Airbellum and Cat.
Is that alright?
Yep.
Okay, then these will sync for 6. So it's not going to be an Echuria Beast this time. But I think Iron Chain Dragon is still pretty decent here.
Yeah.
2500 is not bad. Okay.
Yep.
Good to go to the battle phase?
Yeah.
Alright, then we will try and hit it. Okay, and mill the top 3.
Oh, that's its effect.
That's the effect of the dragon, yep. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. Main 2, I will set 1, and you're good to go.
Alright, let's see if we can take it for a turn.
That is okay.
Battle phase, let's see if we can go in for an attack then.
Don't know if I should let it. But at the same time,
2,500 points, or...
And mill the top 3. No, I don't think I can let it.
No, I didn't think so. Alrighty.
Especially because you could probably just sink it off into like Stardust after, and that might be too much of a problem.
Yeah, alright. Main 2, let's set 2. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, that's not bad. Is it going to be enough? I don't know, but let's put Pegasus down.
Yeah, Pegasus is going to have to go.
Okay, it does, because it was successfully summoned though, it does still get your effects, its effect. Yes. Yeah, I'm just reading the thing with it here. If this face-up card is destroyed... Okay, I'm pretty sure I can do this, but I'll double check here. Chaos, can I put this in Spell Trap because it is getting destroyed? It doesn't say destroyed and goes to graveyard, right? It says instead of sending it to the graveyard, which is the weird bit. I'm gonna get the other dude out whilst I'm...
Yeah, because it's getting destroyed regardless, so... Bottomless Trap Ball would destroy it first and then send it to banish it, because if it does... Because it's an if.
Was Bottomless another one you traded for, actually? Because I don't think you had that before, did you? Yeah, I thought so, because it is obviously a really good one. Well, I'm gonna move Tiger to the... Tiger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check real quick because I haven't had confirmation on that. Because again, I think you could move it, but just because of the way the thing, the wording that it says with it. But I want to be sure if I can. Recall it goes to banished as it's not going to grave, so it can't go somewhere else instead. I guess that would make sense. Okay, for cards which destroy... it's actually a ruling under Crystal Beast stuff. Alright, so, for cards which destroy and banish other cards, like Bottomless Trap Hole and Gendora the Dragon of Destruction, the destruction and the banishing are part of the same effect. If Ruby Carbuncle is destroyed by such effect, you cannot place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous, since you would need to apply the effect after it's destroyed, but before it was banished. Interesting, a little bit weird, but I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Ordering here is important, huh? Okay, I'm gonna play Crystal Blessing.
Place those in the face test spell chop zone. That's where the power comes in, so I can't allow that either.
There it comes. All right, there's the counter. So banish your duder.
So, banish. Fun flame bell.
Yep, and that's gonna get negated. Right, that is fine by me because the other card I have was Crystal Promise. So the fact if I still got the thing from Peg, I'm just gonna place Topaz in play instead.
All right.
Tiger's pretty okay in this spot. Like maybe if I put the third Peg in here, it would have been a bit better. But like Tiger's pretty good. He's gonna get to 2k here.
Yeah.
So battle, we're gonna hit.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. Simplified game state over here. Let's see what you can do.
Set and pass.
Alright.
Top Jaw Duels.
Unfortunately, that doesn't do a lot here. Alright, let's go battle and hit.
Yep.
Okay, oh, the barrier statue coming in too. I like it. Okay. I can't really do a lot with it here. That's the problem. I think I'm gonna set one and you are good to go.
Have to set and pass again.
Okay, let's see what we do. Alright, battle phase, let's hit. This goes to 2000.
Yep.
It's Magician. Alright, main 2, I am going to set one if my mouse would behave. And we are going to end.
Shit.
So it's only 2k when I'm actually attacking.
Yeah.
But, looks like that's not too relevant here. Alright, battle hit for 16, because it only gets to 400 when it's attacking
When it's
monsters.
like a monster, yep. Big old tiger.
Alright. Main 2, I am going to set 1, and you're good to go.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. So I know you potentially have another Mirror Force. Question is, I can't. Can I do anything about that though? I don't know. We're just gonna go battle. I'm just gonna try and hit. 16 is successful. All right, go for it.
I think I'm gonna have to go on the offense here. Let's normal summon Flame Bell, Magician.
Okay, yep.
Battle phase. Let's have it attack that one.
Alright, this made me sad because it was Rescue Cat.
Okay, very Rescue Cat.
I don't have enough targets anymore. I topped that like 3 turns ago, and it was like I don't have enough things in deck anymore. I've used them all on my other 2 cats. Okay,
well, they served their purpose,
that is
I guess.
good. Okay, I think this probably sets it up. We're gonna Duster.
Don't.
It is bottom. Oh, a second one. Okay. Ooh, even I don't have a second one. That's fine though, because we're gonna Reborn and target Naturia Beast. Because yeah, I should be able to do that. Let's go from there.
Yep.
I'm gonna sack the Summoner Monk that I had down because there's nothing I can really do with it that way to summon the Cyber Dragon.
Yep.
And that should be enough to get over stuff here.
Yep.
Whew. Okay, yeah, so first game, like, brick central. Second game, slightly less bricky.
Slightly less bricky. Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really side anything after game 1 because I was like, okay, I got no chance to show anything of this deck. I want to at least see it first, you know?
Yeah.
One of the other options you had for MSTing in that first game actually was Crystal Release, but I don't think that would have done anything because I couldn't get 2 Crystal Beasts in play. Or maybe it would have because my deck would have been shuffled, so who knows? But yeah, I didn't have like ways of using it there, unfortunately. Very interesting, though. I'll have to pick your brains afterwards, see why you ended up deciding to go with this one. It's a good strategy for them. I'll be curious, but we'll see.
You may not be picking much.
First.
You might be picking like brain scraps.
Picking scrap brain zone.
Scrap brain.
Do. Yeah, that Summoner Monk was also top decked when I had no spells in hand, so I was like, oh, you know, I was like, well, I guess I can't use this right now. Okay. Go for broke.
Interesting. Alright, well, let's normal summon.
Magician.
And enter.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, stop me if you've seen this one before. We're going to summon Cat.
Cat. Yep.
We're going to sack Cat. I think it's going to be a little bit worse than last time for it. So we are still going to get Elephant, but I'm actually also going to get Mind Maul as the level 3 this time.
Mind Maul.
Because, as we've seen before in our testing stuff, if this gets sacked for a synchro of a beast monster, it draws a card afterwards. So we're going to sack these off in Eteria. So bring that out, and with Mind Maul, we can draw a card. Yo, what's the draft series? If you've seen Simo and Nimnim's like progression series stuff, it's a similar idea to that. But functionally, we open one box of a set, we build a deck out of it, we play the best of 3, and then we keep building onto that with like the next set that comes out, and keep building from there. Instead of making full constructed decks, we use what we pull out of a box. So. And then same logic as last time, I wanted to actually make sure my Cat went off first before I draw the cards. So we're going to play that. Because I only really play like one copy of the stuff, and funnily enough, I actually drew one of the Hingsa videos, so we're going to get rid of Cat. Because that's kind of bad at this point. Oh, that's kind of nasty though. That is a bit rude. I don't know. I don't think I want to go for it though. I'm gonna get rid of Crystal Release. I don't think that's really gonna do anything in this hand. Alright, battle phase, let's swing in and hit for 8. Main 2, I am going to set 2 cards, and you are good to go.
Alright, well, let's just set the 2.
Okay. Dupe and dupe.
Beep boop. Beep boop boop bop boop boop beep. Oh man, you think about beep boop boop bop boop boop bop.
Alright, let's just go battle and try and hit.
Yep.
I think again I'm gonna Horn of the Phantom Beast it in damage depth so I can get the draw. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good. Normal summon a monk.
Normal summon a monk. On normal summon.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. Boom, there you go. Alright, so you've still got the one thing of that, which is fine. Yeah, no, I think we're okay with that. Go ahead. That's pretty good. I mean, it's probably a good thing that I actually did do the normal summon after at least getting the card off it. But I mean, hey, it gets Horn of the Phantom Beast off the field again. It's This card's been, I wouldn't say underwhelming at the moment. It's just been a little bit less impactful than I was hoping.
I mean, it's still impactful. As long as you get the draw that you're looking for and you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
More draw options, all of them. Welcome back, Brownie. We're in game 3 right now.
Yeah, I bricked the brickiest brick that ever bricked in turn 1. Like, I could build a whole house for how much I bricked in that in game 1. Game 2 was pretty back and forth for a while. We were in simplified game state, and now game 3 we still got quite a few options over here, I think.
Yep, both of us are still back and forth on this one, so this can go either way. Well, for now, let's normal summon the archer.
Yep.
Battle phase, he'll go in for an attack.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Use just 1,000,
or you
right?
know.
Well, we'll have to see on that. Okay, stand by main. Well, the fact that he is just 1,000, I think the best one to play is just Witch here.
Don't.
And Witch can attack for 100 more. Yeah, go ahead.
Which beats... Oh. Oh. Which is still a moderate choice, so... Let me have a crack at it. If you could.
That is fine. Go ahead.
Alright. Battle phase. Big ol' witch tank.
Yep, I will take 11.
Right. Main 2. Set 1. End turn. There you go.
This seems like an unlucky roll from you this time around. It does seem like it could be a lot better right now. Well, let's see how bad we can make it then. Normal summon Airbellum.
Yep.
Okay. Battle phase, let's try and hit. And yeah, we'll attack there too, and he will rip a card out of hand because it's a direct attack.
Discard one random card. Flip a coin then.
Okay, if heads, that one.
Alright. You just had to say
heads. It is. Yep. Oh, Duster going. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, I guess I will set that then. Go ahead.
If you have a monster, it's over. Like...
I do have Topaz.
I guess it's not over then.
Boundless, okay, yep, that is fine. There it is. Thinking. I mean, I do have a tuner, so it's like, do I want to go into anything in here?
See, he's running Beast Synchros. Oh yeah, there's one deck I was thinking of running, but I didn't have enough time to make a full deck out of it.
Okay, let's see if you can stop this as well. Monster Reborn, target Nature Area Beast.
Nope.
Alright, Naughty Beast hits the field. No destruction for that then, okay. Alright, let's go and try and hit then. Okay.
You want to talk about brick hands.
Yeah. So I mean, we both had it in this one. That's so my face downs were both Book of Moon. So I've been tempted a couple of times. I was like, no, I can take 1,000. I can take 11. It's fine. I had Regeki, Crystal Blessing, and Ruby, and I had. Oh, when your opponent activates a quick play spell, select one card in the field, destroy. That's an interesting card. That came from this set as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
And then actually would have been good against your Book of Moon.
It would have been, yeah. You could have popped one of the cards on the field, yeah.
And that's the whole reason I put Anti-Magic Prism in there for Book of Moon, Physical Space Typhoon, Scapegoat.
Scapegoat in this one, yeah. That's it. Scapegoat drew out Regeki, which I think was actually not a terrible use of Scapegoat in the end. So I did side like 7 or so cards out of this one, so it's not the full original deck that we had here, but it's still fairly close.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the crystal cards ended up going out not because they were bad, but because I had a plan to side out if I needed to go into like more general stuff here. And when I was seeing, oh, you've got like bottomless torrential flame belt counter and stuff as well, it's like I need at least a little bit more that might out that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that's probably the best bet with it. So yeah, as you can see, I decided to go with the Crystal Beast one this time. I have used one of the 6 trades from the promo stuff because I basically needed 5 trades for this, one of which was with the second Summoner Monk, and I was able to fit everything else into the 4 that give up the wheel for. So my trades were the 3rd Pegasus, the 2 Crystal Release, and the 2 Summoner Monk. Everything else I got in here was either from the next set as a common or rare, or was stuff I already had. So I've still got 5 of the promo ones to look at because I didn't want to commit them all to just one deck, because I was like, I have got about 4 different decks I want to play by the end of this era. We've still got about 5 or so sets to do before we end 5Ds.
Yeah.
So I was like, I still want to play at least 2 or 3 other decks. So that's why I didn't go with the Dragon one. You know, the Dragon one was very, very powerful, but I had to commit basically every single trade to that deck, and only one trade, the Light and Darkness Dragon, would have been usable in a different deck. Like, trade-in is good, but you need level 8s for trade-in to work, so I was like, that's gonna railroad me into one thing, and I want to play something else later, so ultimately that's the way I ended up deciding on it.
Well, I decided in a lot of other cards here as well. The actual Anti-Magic Prism was a side deck card.
Ah, okay.
Because the main focus of the deck was the Flame Veil cards, but you saw like there was still the Thing in the Crater, there's still Royal Flame Storm. Yep. I don't know why I put Pot of Avarice in if I didn't put Painful Choice in. I took Painful Choice out in the last minute because like Painful Choice would have been a nice one, but it's like, I don't know. I didn't think to take out Pot of Avarice at the last turn either. So that was my mistake.
That's fair enough.
I still have
Rekindling. Did you forget Rekindling, or was that just one you didn't want to play for this?
Just one. I was thinking. I did not think of that card actually. I completely forgot about that card. I only had the one anyway.
Yeah, that's awkward with it being the common, isn't it? It's like, but I mean, even a 1, it's still basically Soul Charge. So it's still like summon like 4 monsters out. If you've got all the Flame Bells in the grave already, you can make 2 synchros with that really easily. I see you drew Chivalry. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the ultimate rare version.
Oh, it's an ultimate too. Nice. I actually did pick up an ultimate as well, but it wasn't Chivalry. So we'll go into that in a sec.
Yeah, I didn't pull any secret rares when looking back at this.
I didn't either, but I did pull the Ghost Rare of the set. So take that as you will.
Yeah, Ghost Rare. No, Ghost Rare either. No. So
the Ghost Rare was the Draco Fusion card thing, the Dragon Synchro and Warrior Fusion thing. I actually pulled a regular Ultra Rare one of that too, so go figure, but I didn't actually have it in here because, so what I did get though, which I didn't get to show in the end, so out of the last set, the 1 card trade that I took was actually Ally of Justice Lightgazer. This is not a particularly good card, but in the exact circumstance where you don't have Dragonif in play but are playing Lightsworn, this could get to fairly big numbers, and it was like the only 8 that I had that was readily available at the time was Stardust Dragon.
If I was playing Lightsworn, which at this point, Lightsworn is almost at the same level as Gladiator Beasts.
Yes, yeah, kind of. I mean, I can understand.
I mean, I haven't played it against your other decks, but like Lightsworns have been proven to be pretty powerful.
It is a powerful deck as well, yeah. But no, it was more because there weren't actually that many cards that I didn't already get in the last set that I would have wanted. You know, like we already had Ronin Todins, we already had all of the like standard cards to pick up. I could have picked up Dread Dragon, but that was specifically if I was going to play the Dragon deck, right? So I could try and go into the Trigon thing. I forget exactly what the name is called, but the one that gets multiple attacks. But that landlocks me into dragons, and I was like, I don't really want that. It's not that great. But like Light Gazer, even if it is just a general level 8 that I've already played Stardust or something, it's like, well, it's still a level 8 synchro. You've seen how many times I've had like level 7 or 8 and just not had anything to go into.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was thinking about it and going, it's not great, but like light monsters, even if it's just Cyber Dragons, right? A couple of Cyber Dragon in the grave, and it's just at 28. It's still usable. It's not good, but if I don't have a better option, then you know that's fine. But I did actually get better options in this set. So I was mentioning the scrap stuff before. I actually pulled both of them. So I got the Scrap Archfiend and also the Scrap Dragon. Was really, really happy to see Scrap Dragon here. It was like the biggest pull that I got in the set. But like Scrap Dragon works really well with the Crystal Beast here, actually, because a lot of the time they're just sitting in the spell trap zone doing nothing. If I don't have Rainbow Ruins in play, they really are doing nothing. But they're still cards I can target, so it's like I can just get rid of one of the Crystal Beasts that's chilling in my spell trap zone and pop a card on the field.
Yeah,
this thing's a problem solver.
Yeah, like, or you can actually destroy a Crystal Beast in the monster zone and to actually destroy it to put it in your spec zone if you need to.
Yep. If I have Rainbow Ruins in play and I need one of the higher level effects, then yeah, I could do that. So, you also got the Archfiend. Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, but I didn't get Scrap Dragon. I got something else as well.
Oh, the Unicorn. I wish these were a bit better, but like, it's cool. It's an ultra rare. Like, it is nice to see, but I wish they were slightly better. Landlocked into Beast Tuners, which I guess I'm playing 2 Beast Tuners. I could have played it if I pulled it, but
and that's why I was debating on making a Beast type deck, but I didn't like get time to think it over. But I was actually also debating on making my Infinity deck as well, or making it, using it, whatever, because I from my previous pack trade-in, I went ahead and traded for Infinity Barrier.
Yo, yeah, nice.
Which Infinity Barrier was a pretty good one. And you saw that the 3 trades that I had in my trading in the wheel, was Regeki and 2 Bottomless.
Yeah, that's a good set.
Because I needed to find ways to get destruction going, and when you know it, this is probably the only way I can think of it.
Oh, god damn it, Chaos, I didn't even think about that. Another thing with Scrap Dragons and Crystals, you can target the ruins itself. The ruins can't get destroyed by card effects, so you target the ruins and then you get a free pop. I didn't even think about that.
Wow, actually. Wow.
That's really cool. Okay.
Oof. Crystal Beasts are getting too strong now at this point.
And you know, the fun thing is I got 1 copy of it, but this came in from the side deck, is the Scrap Beast.
Yeah.
Because what I realized as I was going through, okay, it is Earth, but I don't have any level 1 things to go, except Go tokens. Oh ho. But what I realized is that if I play Summon a Monk, you can't actually attack with the monster that you special summon with Summon a Monk in the same turn, right? So the idea is to get Pegasus out turn 1, but the reason I played Rose in the test games that we played with stuff here is because it was a level 4 tuner, so I could go into level 8 synchro monsters. Scrap Beast just happens to be synergistic because it's a beast monster, so Horn of the Phantom Beast can work with it, and like it happens to be that it's level 4. This can make the Scrap Dragon out of nowhere, right? So it's a 2-card thing. I just have 1 spell card in hand and the Summoner Monk, and I can play Scrap Dragon down if I need to. Stardust was, of course, the original target, but now I have another level 8 that I can play, which is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like Scrap Beast was actually a side deck choice for if I sided out a little bit of the crystal stuff. You see, and I sided out 2 Amethyst Cat, put the Mind Mole in as the replacement Rescue Cat target, because, I mean, I'm going into Naturia Beast anyway with that, so why not get a free draw off it as well? Plus, this guy doesn't get killed by battle the first time through, too. I actually didn't even realize that. It's like, oh, he's actually pretty good. Like, more than I expected. You know, so yeah, it tones down the crystal stuff a bit. I only play like 9 crystal beasts in the standard deck of this when you've got 3 cat. This one cuts it down to 7, but I think only having 2 crystal release instead of the full 3 makes that viable, to be honest. I don't have to play all of them, because I can still just set crystal release, and then if you pop it with Mystical Space Typhoon or Duster or whatever, then I still get the search, because it was on the field at the time. So it's like, even if I can't like actively play this down, it still deters you from destroying my spell trap so readily. And yeah, like I can get a crystal out of it afterwards. So it's still, yeah, it goes to the spell trap zone, but that's where I kind of want them anyway. Especially Ruby, which I don't want to draw, but drew in the last game, you know. So yeah, I was looking at it, and I mean, I said this when I was like profiling the deck too. My biggest regret of the GX era was not actually successfully playing the Crystal Beast deck during the draft itself. I really wanted to, and it was just like I tried to make it work, and it just wasn't there. We saw that Crystals just lost to Cyber Dragon. Really, it was like that sort of bad with the firepower of them.
Yeah.
Not getting any crystal release at the time massively hurt, but now I've got 2 crystal release and pulled 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast, so it's like I have 4 ways of making Pegasus like 2600. And we saw in the Infinity test game, making Pegasus really big with these cards is not actually that bad of an idea. So, you know, it's weird in a way, because these types of cards you don't normally see played that much, but they have such ridiculous secondary effects on them that I think it works out, right? Like Crystal Release just gives you another crystal in play, so that's obviously very powerful.
Yeah.
And Horn of the Phantom Beast draws cards. We know how good that is in this game. So yeah, I think these actually work. Like, even though equip card stuff doesn't normally do that much, these do things beyond just give you attack values. And I think that's what stuff like this and field spells and things like that need to do if they're actually going to be good. So yeah, I was pretty happy to try it out, and I'm pleased enough with the results. Even if I did massively brick game 1, I mean, you can't really go, you know, can't really say otherwise. That I think I had both Horn of the Phantom Beast, I had Crystal Release, I had Blessing and Beacon, which I couldn't play at all, and I think I kept drawing like the spell cards and stuff off it that you can't play.
Yeah.
I drew a Rainbow Ruins at one point as well, and I was just like, what do you want me to do with this? I can't play it. You know? So it was just, oh well, if I can't bluff you, then I guess I'm just dead here, but that's fine. It is what it is. All right, so other than those, then what fun stuff did you get this time around?
Well, you saw that I pulled the the 2 synchro monsters. Those are your 2 higher ones. Chivalry. Again, I debated on doing Infinity cards, Infinity deck, because I wanted to. Okay, so I know we haven't done our trade-in from our structure and starter decks. So, I wanted to debate on getting the Infinity, Archfiend, and Guardian, but, I haven't, taken a minute to think, I don't know if I want to use those for those, or use those for other ones that are pretty good. I mean, there's some other really good cards that are really damn good in this one. I pulled a playset of Elephants, so I know I can make my Beast deck at this point.
Yep.
And playset of Mind Mole, and, all the Beast monsters I needed to pick for a Beast deck in this set. So I'm not without use of this pack here. I think I pulled every single Amazoness card at this point.
Oh, wow.
Which includes the Amazoness Heirloom, which, I mean, it's not a bad one, but what am I going to use it for? Amazon monsters? Okay, well, Amazons are not really great at this point. I mean, I do have the field spell as well.
Yeah, I pulled a playset of the field spell, but I didn't even read it to remember what this does. Amazoness gain 200 attack, what you do once per turn when it's destroyed by battle card effect, sent to graveyard, special summon an Amazoness in your deck with a level less than or equal to the one in the graveyard. Okay, so, I mean, I guess that cycles for your level 4s, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay.
I mean, there's use for it, but I don't know. It's like ways to do around it. I was really hoping I would pull off one of the fusion monsters from this pack, because Paradox Fusion might have been one that to try just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah.
Banish one fusion monster you control, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy the card. During the second end phase, return the banished fusion monster from your field and face up attack. Which is fusion, not synchro.
Yeah, I didn't actually pull that one in the end. Yeah, I was sort of thinking along that as well, but I didn't actually pull that one. So I did get 2 copies of the fusion monster, the Dragon Knight Draco Equist. Equist? Yeah, I guess Equist would be the thing. One of which was the Ghost Rare, and then the other one was the regular ulti. So I have enough Dragon Synchros I could play with it, but I was like, it doesn't seem that impressive, you know. I think, was it Miracle Synchro Fusion was pretty good though, right? If you were going to play that. Because I know it draws a card if it's destroyed while face down. Banish. Oh yeah, because it can Miracle Fusion if from the graveyard too. Banish on your side of the field the graveyard the fusion materials for a fusion that lists the synchro as its fusion material. Yeah, so the fact that it can do it from the graveyard is probably okay. I didn't get any of the... Was it the Fusion Synchronist or what is that one? The spellcaster dude that gives you
Synchro Fusionist.
It? Okay, the other way around. Yeah, I didn't get any of him.
And I got one of him. That's why I was like, oh, I could probably use this Fusion monster with a Synchro monster. But, you know, no Fusion monsters to fuse with Synchro with another monster, so...
Yeah. What else did you get then? Was there anything?
The only other one that's notable is Unibird.
Yeah, I got one of them as well. Actually, that's a cool one.
Yeah, pretty neat. He was the sole reason I decided that I wanted to. I debated either Pyro or my Mist Valley because Mist Valley, I think I could still make a use for, but I just need more cards with it. And I think with the cards I picked for Genki and Bottles Tap Hole, I could actually make a backup with it. But, I flipped a coin. It came up with the other one. Amazon's Willpower, Reanimation, White Wave. A bunch of the scrap monsters, like Scrap Golem. Not the Scrap Fusion, but... I mean, if I want to roll off with some of the scrap decks, that's possible.
Yeah, how many... okay, so I got 2 copies of Scrap Hunter, 1 Scrap Golem, and 1 Scrap Beast, so I'm nowhere close to it, really. No Scrap Chimera.
So Scrap Archfiend, Scrap Hunter, 1 Scrap Golem, 2 Scrap Beast, 2 Scrap Goblins, 4 Scrap Sheep.
Wait, there's a sheep?
Yep, Scrap Sheep, or Scrap Sheen, my bad. That's Scrap Sheen.
Oh, the Sheen. Yeah. I was like, wait, there's a sheep in this archetype? Yeah.
That would be really cool, actually.
It would be. Yeah.
But nothing too notable aside from that.
Okay, so I got a couple of things other than what's been seen here. On the scrap note, I did get 1 copy of Scrap Yard, which tutors out a Scrap Tuna monster from your deck. But I only have 1 copy of Beast, so it's kind of hard to play, to be honest. I don't think I'd play Goblin just to play that. So it's kind of whatever. I did get Naturia Bamboo Shoot as well, which I've wanted to play Naturia stuff. I just don't think there's quite enough of them yet. But if you tribute summon the Naturia with this thing, it's only got 2,000 attack and defense. But you can either make it a Jinzo or a Spell Canceller if you tribute summon it with a Naturia monster. So that seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going second and I put the Naturia Pikmin, what was it called? The Cosmo Beat? The thing that looks like a Pikmin.
Nature Beans.
Nature Beans would be another one you could do. But yeah, like if I put down the Cosmo Beat as you normal summon something on your first turn, like going first, tribute summon that beat for this guy, and that could be kind of good. I don't know, like it seems like it's got potential, but it's just a little bit weak on the attack front, man. 2000's a bit hard to defend. But otherwise, yeah, I got like the 2 copies of the Draco guy. That's 1 Ultra, 1 Ghost Rare, kind of whatever. Yeah, Scrapyard, Scrap Archfiend, Unibird, and the ultimate rare was Scrap Dragon. So it's even shinier than normal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put the Naturia Mosquito and Naturia Beans to play set of them.
Yeah, I looked at the stuff with it that way, like Mosquito. I think Naturia Forest was also in this set. If you negate the card of the opponents, you get a level 3 or lower Naturia from your deck. That's kind of neat, but I don't think most of the good ones are like available yet that way. I think there's like Naturia Pumpkin in the next set that tutors them out or something, but trying to taste any battle you would involve in. Oh, except Mosquito, of course, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Mosquito's that great either, but it's fine. Yeah, otherwise I think it was like the 2 copies of the Horn of the Phantom Beast was the big one. Because, yeah, I mean, I was going to play this deck anyway. I just would have had to trade for a 3rd Crystal Release if I didn't get 2 of those. I liked the fact that there was a card in this set called Light of Destruction, because that's the set where the Light Swan came in, and it's like, if the opponent mills from their deck, you mill 3 more out of them or something.
Yeah, I saw that, I'm like, there's his counter. Dang.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't play something that specific, though. I think there's better ways of going after the stuff there. And then again, I don't think it's not a notable card, but I think the only other like card to even look at here is Double Cyclone. Like, I think at this point in time, Mystical Space Typhoon is semi-limited. I don't think there was any reason to ever play this at this stage, but if you end up getting enough spell traps that like do stuff when they get destroyed, then that card could potentially be alright. Like, if you want your spell and traps to be destroyed, you can at least get something out of it.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
yeah.
Wild Tornado is an option.
It is, yeah. It is a fun one. Oh, and also I guess Lockcat because it's cute. Not because it's like the best thing ever, but it is cute. Yeah. So if we had more level 4 Synchro monsters we could go into, because you can get Key Mouse with that, and that's a level 1 tuner, but it's not a lot to go into with that right now. No. So otherwise, yeah, I think that's about it. I got 1 copy of Flamevell Archer, so I couldn't even play the Flamevell deck that I showed you before because I needed 2 copies of that. So I was like, aw, you know, it's like, god damn it, I just can't get the Flamevell Tuna monsters. But it's fine. Because I was actually considering playing the Flamevell engine, like the Fire Dog Magician Archer, with the plant stuff that I played before, like the Giga Plant Supervising.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was thinking, there's a lot of spaces where those plants that were bad that just, like, kind of wrecked the deck when we played it before. There's a lot of spaces freed up with that, and you could fit the Fire Dogs and everything into there, and it would probably work okay. But I didn't get enough of the Archer, so I couldn't do it. Probably the biggest misses in this set would be a Fett Veiler and Solemn Strike are the 2 like biggest ones that I might actually consider using an Ultra Rare to trade for one of them, because those cards are like other than Pod of Duality, I suppose, as well, those are like the chase cards in this set.
Yeah.
But Pod's a secret, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't get any secret rares in the end, as just like you didn't, so I think that's fine, but a Fett Veiler though, that sees play even nowadays. It's like, it's not quite timeless, but it's just about, like, even now there are still decks that play that card, because it is just that powerful. So, I don't know, a Solemn Strike is really good too though. Pay 2k life points to stop a summon from happening. That's pretty strong, so
yeah.
I don't know, there's options that way, but
just not this time around.
Yeah, I mean, that's with our 1 trade for the set is what I'm thinking of it here, because we do still get that regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that said, I suppose we need to go into the real stuff here.
Yeah.
Alright, I gave you them earlier, the structure deck promo thingy, wildcard structure deck promo thing is not named beyond the packs in your thing, which is fine, it's still the same deal, you know what that's all about. Oh, is it warning, not strike? Yeah, it's warning, not strike that's in this one, whatever. Solemn cards have all got the same name, let's be honest. It's warning, strike, scolding, I think, and like solemn authority we don't talk about. And then judgment. They're all fucking the same thing. They're not really, but you know. Yeah, this so there is that I've given you before. I think that should be fine. Yeah, we both have to take this one, obviously, because we both traded last time around.
Yep.
So the big thing to note on here is on mine it says beyond the packs of it, but the wild card for structure / promo cards at this point, because we have done the allowing trades of these cards, I've combined the wheel slot so that if you roll it, you can take any card from any promo that we have had up to 2010, so same as what we've been doing for the trade stuff at the moment, and any starter or structure deck that we have seen so far, plus the Marek one, because that's the new deck for this set, is the structure deck Marek Ishtar. I believe it is a structure one.
Yeah.
And we are still in 2010. We've got a couple of sets of 2010 left to go here. Starstrike Blast is the last main set from 2010. That's the next one. If you want to open another one, that's the next one we'll do.
Yeah.
And then Hidden Arsenal 3 is the final 2010 set. But yeah, Structure Deck Marek Ishtar is the thing. The Turbo Pack, the Tawny Pack, is still Turbo Pack 3, the same one that we opened last time round. So you get one pack of that still. Yeah, you'll get the one pack of that, and I'll open the 2 of that. At least if I get War Chariot, it's not something I can play another copy of this time, but there are still a couple of cards I want in there. Big Fishy is the big one that I want the third one of. Yeah. So hoping to pull that because I really want to play that deck soon. That's the reason I haven't done all the trades yet. It's because I'm looking at that deck. I can't play it next round because I need Royal Swampio, which is a set trade, not a promo trade. So I'll need to give up the wheel again if I want to do that, but I can't for this round. This wheel is pretty good though. I wouldn't want to give this one up because if you pull like Ultra Rare on here, you know, getting a Fet Veiler or Scrap Dragon or, you know, whatever is really good. This wheel is actually pretty valuable.
Yeah.
Just because the high rarity cards in this set are the real chase ones. So, yeah, I think this one's actually solid even if we were like thinking about doing trade-in stuff. I think this wheel is worth it. Anyway, what else was I gonna say? Do you want to do Starstrike Blast today? Get that out of the way, or?
I would want to. I asked Brownie if he was gonna actually be doing something later on today. He's not, so we would have time for it. I think there's talk about having a lunch plan though, so we may have to.
That's fine.
Call it.
We can wait
and then try it again tomorrow.
Oh, you want to do it tomorrow? That's fine. We can do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm happy enough with that. Okay, so yeah, we'll spin the pack of Turbo Pack 3 and your set trade if you want to do any of that.
Yeah. Tomorrow you're doing D&D, so yeah, we will stick to just one pack tomorrow, for sure.
Yeah. Starstrike Blast to be a really good one to end on before we get to like next weekend or whatever though, because this is the one that's got like the formula synchron and a lot of other like heavy synchro engine stuff with it if we want to try those sorts of fun decks out. So this would be a good one to end on. Shooting Star Dragon is in the next set. That's the ghost rare. Brownie did challenge us to make it. We've got to pull it first, but yeah, if we could make Shooting Star Dragon, that would be amazing. But we've got to actually build the deck up for that. So
once I pull it, I'm going to be singing we're going to be singing the old staple. Don't you know that you are a shooting star, Dragon?
Nice. Okay, well, thank you very much for playing, dude. That was actually pretty close.
That was pretty good duel back and forth, except for the first duel being a brick.
Yeah, first duel I bricked, second duel I guess you bricked at the end of it. So I mean, it's unfortunate the way it sort of played out that way, but it was closer. That second game was really good. I think this is fun. Like, I'm interested to see if you'll stick with the Flame Veil stuff, or if you'll be able to make up, like, if you want to play the Beast Engine stuff again, want to build that up. That'd be fun to see too.
I just need to like sit and think of like some decks.
Yeah. I mean, I can show you my prototype Beast Down one from last time, but I do have Beast King Barbaros that you'll need to remove in there. That's fine. He's just a beat stick. He's not actually good for the deck.
I mean, I still gotta find out what I have first, and then make that out of it, and then I can be like, okay, if I were to add this or that, would that be good? Would that be bad? I still need to experiment.
Sure. Yep. Oh, I will say there's one funny thing with this just at the end of it. Because of the Light Sworn threat, I actually had a couple of Chaos Trap Hole and a couple of Leeching the Light on my side deck here as well. Just in case it was like, okay, I'm getting bowled over by these things. It's like, I had a couple of cards that I could have sided into for it, because I was thinking, I don't know, you'd be testing this deck, and it's been pretty good, so I wasn't sure. Maybe you'd stick with it, you know? I wouldn't have been surprised if you did.
Stick with which one?
It was good, and you seem to enjoy it. I don't know, maybe that's just like my impression, but you seem to like the deck at this point.
Stick to what? The Lightsworn? Oh.
Yeah, the Lightsworn.
I feel like for you, the Gladiators are a bit too powerful. For me, the Lightsworn might be a bit too powerful on my end. I mean, I know I can brick with some Lightsworns here and there, but like, I got synergy out of the Lightsworns that may not be. I don't know. I have to try them out against some other decks, I guess, to really prove that point.
Yeah. I don't know. I think with appropriate siding as well, I think it might be fine, but we'd have to see. But yeah, I think I just thought you might end up sticking with them because you've enjoyed the deck quite a bit. At least from my impressions of it, it's like, yeah, you've had fun with that one.
Well,
so,
I had fun with a lot of
packs
of decks here and there, and that's especially if they work.
Yeah, that's always the problem, isn't it?
So next time I need draw options.
Yup. Still gonna get you that Graceful Charity at some point. I'm not like holding it over the head on purpose or anything. I just don't know what I would even ask for at this point.
I mean, all I can do is probably send my collection to you and just be like, okay, take your pick.
Yeah, I mean, it would feel. I know you've got two of it. It would feel dirty asking for Catastor, Ally of Justice Catastor, just because it's like, it's a level 5 that I can actually play in non-Earth decks. But, because that's been a consistent problem too. I nearly traded for Magical Android in a couple of these decks, because it's like, I don't have a level 5 I can summon. Like, God, if I don't have only Earth monsters, I can't play level 5 Synchros, and, that's a problem for a couple of the decks I want to play. So I don't know. That's one I would like, but I don't think that's gonna get swapped.
Well,
over,
we'll see. We never know. We never know until we, make a decision and whatnot.
Yep. Well, there is my take on it at the moment for what I know that you've got that I could potentially trade for. But anyway, we'll see. So yeah, thank you very much for playing, dude. Go get your pack and your wheel spin and stuff, and I'll see you next time.
Next time, then. Oh well. That was moderate back and forth, at least. Flame Bells, I can see Flame Bells working pretty well here, but I need to not draw some cards here. Like, maybe not. I only have 2 boss monsters here, funny enough, so. And the fact that I bricked with them, that sucked. Oh well. Alright, so we're opening 1 pack of Turbo Pack 3. Turbo Pack 3. Treacherous Trap Hole. That looks so weird. And then the wheel, and then the wheel. What is going on with this? Okay, if you have no trap cards in your graveyard, target 2 monsters on the field, destroy those targets. Huh. That is an interesting trap hole. That would be... Okay, first of all, it would have to be the first trap card I would pull. Or, second, it would have to be the only trap in the deck. Oh, that's an interesting one to keep in mind, though. That's an interesting one. Oh, hallelujah! I don't know if I'm even gonna play Gladiator Beast, but hallelujah. That's one. Alright, at the back. Well, I'm glad we were able to draw these. It's only trap cards too. That's a funny thing. It's only traps from this pack. That's funny. Alright. So that's that. Now we just spin the wheel here. So as he said, the wild card of the promo and structure deck is in its own slot. And if we want to get a surplus of it, we can trade in for more of that, which I need to remind myself what the ruling of that is, but we'll find out later. In the meantime, let's see if we find out what we're going to get here. Oh, that's a pretty good spin. That's a pretty good spin. He was saying there were some number of ultra rare cards that were pretty solid in this one, like the Synchro Monsters. Like Drago Monster? Alright. So let's see here. Effect Failure. Effect Failure was a pretty nice option. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one effect monster upon a control. Negate the effects that face a monster upon controls until the end of the turn. Sorry, so that's an option. Chariot Bamboo Shoot. Or can activate spells and trap cards. I mean, that's not a bad one, but I would have to run any Chariot deck, which I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to yet. Let's see, a number more down here. There's Solemn Warning. Oh, Chivalry was an ultra rare. Oh, I got the ultra rare version, so ha! Alright. Solemn Warning. When a monster would be summoned or when a spell trap card is activated. Hang on. There. Turn that up a bit. Okay. Solemn Warning. When a monster will be summoned or when a spell trap card or monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons the monster, pay 2,000 life points to get the summon and destroy it. Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. No other ones aside from that. So, the options I would consider then would be Solemn Warning. I do like the looks of this card. I just literally like the looks of it. Oh, this requires the other two, too. Okay, maybe not one of those. I would have to draw the other three. The other two, then. Okay, so it's either a trap card or an effect failure. So, let's see. Effect failure flat out cancels an effect of a monster until the end of the turn. So that gives a moment of reprieve to stop a monster from, say, Stardust Dragon from doing its effect. Or not Stardust Dragon, from Ancient Fairy Dragon. Let's see. On the other side, the trap card, Solemn Warning? Solemn Judgment? Solemn Warning, yep. When a monster will be summoned, even the spell or trap card that would special summon a monster, pay 2,000 life points to stop the summon. So that's any time an effect, except for a monster effect, would special summon a monster. Or summon a monster at all. I think I'm going to grab Solemn Warning. Yeah, I think that's the right call. That's going to be a good one to use for the future. Excuse me. Now, in the meantime, we still have trade-in as well. One trade-in from the pack here. Is there anything really interesting? Let's see. Oh, hey Alto. We're just wrapping up, actually. We're just picking, we're just gonna take a pick from a card here, and then we're gonna call it a day there. Because my throat can't take this. Fabled Raven is actually a neat looking one. Mogu Mogu. I saw that. Mogu Mogu. Mogu Mogu yummy. Thank you, Otto. You know what? Horn of the Fantabeast is actually not a bad card. Especially if I want to try my Beast or Beast Warrior deck. Horn of the Fantabeast is a good one, especially if it's, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Horn of the Fantabeast. So you find a surplus of a rare. Not here. Go. Hi. Here's one. Return to the Doomed. So we take that one away. We add Horn of the Fantabeast. There. All right. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, we're gonna call it a day there. Yeah, bit of a shame that the Flame Bells couldn't make it through to the end, but that's still not bad. It's still not a bad deck. I just need to refine it a bit, I guess. First of all, rekindling. Darn it. But still, that's not bad. Yeah, that'll be it for today. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks everybody for watching. We will be uploading these on our channel, our backup channel, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, we will be having our VODs here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna try another duel tomorrow. We're just gonna be opening one pack again, and then tomorrow as well, we will also have Brownie hosting a D&D session, like always. I say like always, but like it's just whenever we feel like it, I guess. But yeah, that'll be it for today. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next duel, I guess. A revolution will be coming one day. I just know it. I don't know. Maybe I should try a Lightsworn deck against him instead of just being. He said himself, I apparently like the decks. I guess. I mean, I do like the decks, but like, I want to experiment with other cards. Like, I do want to try to miss Fist Valley again, and Infernity. I don't know. We'll debate on that. Anyway, till next time, folks. Take care. Bye bye.